Okay, Gagasita from the future or from the present future. I don't actually know. I know that now you're gonna see a video, my eyeshadow palette collection where I show you the palettes with 12 pounds and less. And you're gonna see a Christmas tree behind me because I actually record that video on Christmas time, but I really needed to put the ColourPop video first and I had some issues with the ColourPop video, so sorry about that. But don't you worry, the video is still valid. I will just refer with this year, talking about 2022 and not 2023, and I hope it is not so confusing. But this year we're gonna come back and show you like a update on the whole video. So right now just watch that video so we can see how used to be my eyeshadow palette collection in the end of 2022 when it comes to palettes from 12 or less pounds. Okay, so keep on watching. Hi guys, I'm Gagasita. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Nice to meet you. Such a nice thing that you clicked on this video where we're gonna talk about the last part of my eyeshadow palette collection, and I have already done 3 parts of this video, so I'm gonna leave them for you here in the cards. I divided this video in parts because I wanna give the chance to each one of my palettes to 15 seconds of fame, so I decided to do so. The last part of my collection, which is gonna be the palettes that have 12 pens and less. Okay, so let's start. The first 2 palettes that we're gonna talk about are gonna be these 2 here, which are the oldest. Yeah, they are definitely the oldest palette in my collection. So this palette here are from a long ago. This palette here in particular was from when Urban Decay wasn't here in Italy yet. This one is so old, but it remembers me from when I started to get interested in makeup. This one was from when I was trying to feel prettier with makeup. Nowadays I don't do makeup to feel prettier. I just do makeup to have fun because I kind of lost my hope on feel prettier, so I just have fun. By the way, this one here stay in my collection more for sentimental value than for actually use. And the same is of course for this baby here, the Naked 2. The Naked 2 was my first step, well, both of them, on the cool tone side of makeup, and it when I started to realize that on me I do prefer gold than silver. Well, at least in the beginning it was like that. And the pants are falling off. By the way, this is my Naked 2, and yeah, I still wanna keep it more for sentimental value than for actually use it, because let's be real, this one it's old. Well, now let's talk about this palette here, which is a palette that I feel that I maybe seen one video about this palette here. This palette here was released in the end of 2021. It was the Aquarius Mystic palette, and I feel that they were about to do the same thing that they did with the, you know, the stone palettes, you know. But it was all about Zodiac, and it was all identical pants, and I was ready to grab the whole collection because I really enjoy the fact that this one, first of all, it looks like a nice book, really nice book, and then you open up and I was in love with this concept. So I hope BH Cosmetics brings this idea back. Then we're gonna talk about this babies here. This palette here, it's the collab between Auden's Eye and the Fancy Face. This one is the Hummingbirds palette. And this one, it's my, when I wanted to have a fun look and I need to have a really colorful look, I will reach out for this palette here. This one is like my perfect companion palette when I want to just bright, just fun, because all the colors are extremely bright and fun, but the majority of the colors are shimmers. So if you are like me and you enjoy to pair your neutrals with your colorful, this one could be, no, it cannot, because it's sold out right now. But this kind of palette here really helps you out to go out of your comfort zone. And I love all the colors here. This red here, it's so beautiful in real life. I don't know if my camera is giving it any justice, because it's like a really red with an extremely bright pink undertone. It's so unique and fun. I love this palette here. I am so glad to have it in my collection, and yes, I still keep it on the sleeve. Then, in the same time, they released the Red Dragon palette. This one, it's also from Auden's Eye. This one is with Judy, and I didn't knew Judith, and I didn't know not Judith. Oh my god, I don't know her. I still don't know her. I didn't know who she were. And when I saw this palette, I was like, okay, really nice twist on your classic neutral palette. Maybe I should look out to her channel, and she's so pretty, so sweet. I don't know, her personality kind of shines through the video, and I do enjoy her channel a lot. She said on her video, because I am the kind of person that if a YouTuber do a collab, I will watch her video. If I know her or if I don't, I will watch her video no matter what, because I love to know the inspiration behind the palette, behind the collab, behind, you know. And in particular, when it comes to Auden's Eye, that it's more of a mythology based, mythology inspired brand, I really do enjoy to know what's behind the story. And when she says that she created this shadow here inspired by the one of the shadows in the Wherever palette, and it's the shade Oh Boy, Wow Boy, Bad Boy, I don't remember the name of the shade, but it's this kind of color here. I was amazed, because this one is my favorite color in that palette. And yeah, I know I don't know the name, but I don't read the name every time I use a shadow. I just use a shadow, so don't come for me. And I love that she added a rose gold, a limey green shade. This palette here is just perfection. And this one, it's really nice for Christmas time and really nice for fall too. So, and then the last collab that they have in this Diversa, what's this one, the Diversa, I don't remember the name of this trio of palette here, but this was like the Diversa collab collection. It was Annette's Makeup Corner, which is someone who I enjoy to look the videos from time to time. She appears to be really honest and upfront and really intelligent kind of person. I really do enjoy her videos, and this color story just speaks to me because it has my favorite bright color and all my favorite deeper color, which are this deep dark blue, this deep dark cool tone purple, and then you have a black, and this color here, it's one of my favorite all over the lid colors. And The highlighter, oh my god, I love this palette so much, and I am so glad to have it. And this one, it's one of those palettes that every time I look at it, I want to use it. This year I finally decided to try the Unearthly Cosmetics palette. This one is the Not Normal palette, and at first I was not really impressed with the shimmers from Unearthly, but their matte formula, it's one of my favorites matte formula. They are easy to build up, really pigmented, really true to pan, so I do enjoy the Unearthly Cosmetics matte formula a lot. And the shimmers, not my favorite, but they are really workable. Okay, so that's it for my 12-pound palette. Yes, that's it. Woohoo! Let's continue with my only and if you know, you know, these palettes here are old. I have videos on them though. I have videos on them. Wow, go me. I cannot believe. But those are the Jaclyn Hill vote, and I was such a lucky girl because my vote is just amazing. And I know, but the time everyone received the vote, some palettes were really nice, some other palettes were like, ooh, and I could see from the way they swatched, they were not like the same that I have in my hands. And I love all the palettes from my vote, and till today there are some of my favorite colors here, and yeah, they're getting a little bit older. But look at this. This one is the Ring the Alarm. Then we have the what is this one here named? Bling Boss. Oh, Jaclyn. Bling Boss. And we have this one here was my favorite. You can see why. I do love dark colors. Can you guess? And yeah, and the Dark Magic, which is not a really nice name, but whatever. And then this one here was I was for the longest time trying to dupe this green here, and today I have a lot of this green here. This one here was the first time that I was like, oh, look at this green, so neutral and so colorful and so I can be really silly from time to time, sorry about that, but this color here what makes me go like, I wanna try all the green, I'm gonna become the Hulk. We have the two palettes from the Saga of Freya collection, and I love this collection so much. Look how nice they look like books. This one is the Saga of Freya. It's a neutral color story, but it has like this twist with this peachy and this lilac and then this pink, this pinkish red. It's a really unique and nice and fun as color story, and you know, when it comes to neutral, it's not easy to have something really interesting, and this palette here is definitely an interesting neutral. So the mattes here are not my favorite, but if I have to work with them, I will, because they are not impossible and they are not hard. They are just not my favorite. You know what I mean? And then the other palette was this one here. This one is the Saga of Freya. Oh yeah, this one was the chapter 1 Tears of Freya, Cat with the Golden Carriage. And this one here, oh my god. First of all, this one here, I don't know if you can see, but this one here, it's one of my favorites cool tone greens in my collection. I have to, let me close it a little bit so the mirror will not blind you, and I have to be honest with you, I love this green here so much. It's so beautiful, and this one here feels wet on your lid. This color here feels wet. All the shimmers or all the mattes are really nice, but this one here could be a little bit better, honestly. And the newer palette, they have a green that it's like 4 steps better than this one here. It's still workable, not my favorite though. But this color here, it's one of my favorite neutral colors. Really nice. You know, it's like a copper that has a shift of orange, a shift of pink. It's that color, you know, that color. Love it though, love it. Now we're gonna talk about a brand that I have a lot of, which is Juvia's Place. This one is the Nomad palette by Juvia's Place, and this palette here, it's I have to be honest, I just brought this palette here because I was like, oh, I need to try that green. Oh, the vote of Jacqueline put me on a green fever. I was reaching out every palette that I could just to have the perfect yellow grungy green, and this one here seems something that I was reaching out for. And this one here, it's like it's like a medium tone khaki but more green than brown shade. Am I doing any sense? And this color here, it's like a cool tone golden shade, and then you have this palette here is so beautiful. I feel that these two colors here are way too similar to be in the same palette, and the same it's when it comes for these two shades here. I wish it was only one of them, and this color here to me it's completely useless. But you know, I do enjoy this palette for this two rows here, so it's nice to have it. And as you know, I am a big fan of Angelica Nyqvist, and when she started her channel, she really was one of the first YouTubers that I saw really falling in love with Juvia's Place. And this one here used to be one of her favorite Juvia's Place palette. And I decided to try this palette because she described this color here like something that I really enjoy in mattes. I really enjoy when my mattes are doable, not doable, they are like dual chrome mattes, you know, they are like something that she was describing. Let me explain. She was describing this green here like something that if you want to put it with a brown, it will look more yellow, and if you're gonna put more of a blue or teal shade, it will green or a teal shade, it will be more green. And I was so interested, and then I tried, and for me it doesn't work like it works for her because she's really lighter than me. But I love this color here so much as a green, a yellow green. To me, this one is not as doable as dual chrome green as it is for her, of course. But I still love this palette, and I do love this one here. It's one of my favorite golds in my collection because it's like a red base with gold shift, which sounds something really meh, but when this one here was out in the market, it was one of the first to have this kind of really unique shift. When I ordered the Not Normal palette, I needed, and I told you in that video that I needed to try this palette here. This one is the Sleepover palette. First of all, the cover, this is so pretty. It's we love it, and the colors inside are like, guys, I love this color here. Oh my god, every time I look at this palette I am like, oh my god, that grape shade, oh, it's calling my name. It's a really thought out color style because even though you only have 9 colors in this palette, you can do a lot. You can go do a all pink look, you can do something more purple, you can do something more cool tone purple, you can do something more warm tone purple, you can do something more neutral, you can do something more dramatic, something more soft. This palette here, even though it only has 9 shades, they are so well selected to stay together that they will give you like 1000 looks. And since the pans are a little bit bigger, they are just easy to, you know, to just take your brush, swirl in the palette, and then put on, oh yeah, wherever, let me put it, and then put on your cheeks. This was not what I was meant to be, but I already did, so let's keep on doing. Okay, I am not mature enough to just show you palettes without touching them. I don't have this maturity. I'm sorry. I love makeup so much. Okay, so let's talk about my 8-pan palette. So let's start with the pistachio palette, and yeah. The pistachio palette, as you probably already guessed, I just brought because of the hype. And to me, the hype, it's really out there for a reason. And this palette here let me just discover that I do love to combine different tones of greens, because I love to combine this really cool tone, almost a teal green, with really warm tones green, and then mix it with a pastel. One of my favorite looks to do with this palette here is do like this one on the crease, this one in the outer V, this one in my inner corner, and then this one here all over my lid. This color here, it's one of my favorite kind of greens, and I used to don't care for this kind of color, but look at this. Today I look to this color and I am like, oh, because sagey shimmery green is something that, you know, is it gold, is it silver? No, it's right on the middle. So this one here for me, it's like the perfect version of a silver but on the green family, and it has some really unique tones of green that I honestly don't have a lot of. Then we have the bubble gum. The bubble gum one, it's, how can I say, I love this palette here a lot, and these 3 blues here are just the only reason why I do love this palette so much. Not all of those colors here are true blues, but you know, all of these 2 here are more teal green blues, but all the other ones are true blues. And when I say true blues, I meant this kind of blues. Blues that look blues, there is no green on them, there is no other color, it's just straight up blue. And this kind of blues, these 2 blues here in particular, if you have brown eyes, girl, just try them. Try them and then let me know. Let me know, because I know you're gonna love them. I know you're gonna love them. Then guess what? I have the cotton candy. Did I need to tell you that I love do I need to tell you again that I love pinks and berries? Do we already had this conversation? I think we did. I think we did. But honestly, I love this palette, and these shimmers here are compatible with my, you know, my single shadows. The only thing that I don't love, I like this palette here, but wherever I use this palette here, I will need to combine with other palettes, because, you know, I like to think this palette as duos. Do one duo, second duo, third duo, fourth duo, and then I'm gonna need something to or contrast, you know, for example, this duo here with this one here will give me a nice contrast, or something to really deepen up. So I will need something else to deepen up, because I love deep colors, deep looks. I know today I'm not going as deep, but I will always reach out for some kind of deep, just to give a little bit of definition, because I feel that when I don't put something deep around my eyes just look lost on my face. I don't know how to explain, but I need my deep colors. Then we have the orange sorbet palette, and girl, I love my oranges. And this palette here is so nice, so lovely. And I have to be honest with you, I use this palette more for my face than for my eyes. I love all these colors here. For example, I'm gonna use this one here as bronzer my whole life. Yeah, I will use an orange shade as a bronzy blush, and then I'm gonna use this one here as a highlighter. This one here, it's my, when I am on summertime, I will use this color, this kind of color here as transition all the time, to combine with blues, to combine with browns, to combine with gold, to combine with reds, to combine with green. I will use this color here as transition on my crease all the time. And the best part is that these palettes here are the good, really good BH Cosmetics formula, so they are buildable. But I do enjoy this one here more as face palette, honestly. The last palette of this collection that I own is the Cherry on Top. I don't own the cone one because it was like all light browns, and I was like, okay, I can complete my collection, but at the same time, do I wanna have these tones in my collection? I don't want to have a palette that makes me feel excluded from myself, even though I still have some of them. And yeah, this is the Cherry on Top, literally. Cherry on Top is the name of the palette, and Cherry on Top is how I will describe this color story. First of all, this one here, it's one of my favorite matte shades. You know, I love a deep dark red, and again, I love to use this palette here on my cheeks as much as I love to use it on my eyes. Pink is my favorite color, and the red is definitely really close to pink, so this palette here just brings me joy. And yeah, those were my only 8 pan palettes. Now let's talk about my 7 pan palettes. This is my shame. I bought this palette here in particular because when I saw a black glitter, I was like, oh my, are you kidding me? A black glitter? A black glitter? I don't own any other black glitter. How could you do a palette with pans with 2 different sides for no reason? Because you're gonna see in the other ones, there is no reason for this pan here be bigger than the other ones, and put a black glitter. But when I saw this one here, I saw my whole teenager's dream come true. I know I evolve with my makeup a lot, so don't come for me. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, a black glitter, I need it. And you know my collective mind, I was like, okay, so I will need February. And February has my favorite stones, which are purples, and this glitter here, again, amazing. I know that not everyone loves glitter because they can be dangerous for your eyes, and I get it, you're right, that can be dangerous. I am not saying that you have to put glitters on your eyes, but I do enjoy to put glitters on mine, and they are my eyes. So if I'm gonna become even more blind, it's gonna be on me, not on you. So, but again, I don't understand why the span here it's bigger. Why I cannot. In April they come out with this span here, and again they put it, no, this one here doesn't have any beige shade, but this color here was such a letdown. Look at this. Knowing the BH formula, it could be so much better. This one, it's so underwhelming, right? It's nice, but is it nice? No, it's just meh, nice, nice. But yeah, again, And then the only black that they placed to really deepen up this color story and make it to another level, it's a sequin black. And then this one was April, and the quality of this palette here is it's not there, but I do love this color here so much, and this glitter here too. And I probably should get rid of this palette here because I don't even have the whole collection, because after the emerald one, which is this one here, has a really interesting color story, I get bored. Because I was like, okay, I cannot bring myself to continue on buy those palettes that make me go itchy when I have to buy them. I'm better to stop there, so I stopped it. I still feel the itchy to finish the collection because I know I am a complexionist, but I was like, okay, we are not doing this. You have to stop to be a complexionist because this is not good for you. And I say this and I continue on thinking about to buy them and buy the 2 Natasha Denona palette that I don't own. That's my crazy mind. Now sit and relax because we're gonna talk about my favorite sides of palette. My favorite sides of palette are the 6 pan sides. Why they are my favorites, you're gonna ask? Because when you have 6 pan palettes, oh my gosh, you really have to take care of what you're putting there. You cannot go crazy. It have to be really curated color story. Let's start with the Nabla one. I did a whole video ranking my Nabla, you know, the smaller palette. This is a neutral color story that works a lot for me because it goes really deep, and even though this color here, it's a cream to powder. This formula here from Nabla, it's one of the fewer, or maybe it's the only one other formula that is compatible to the cream to powder formula from Natasha Denona. So you can go really deep, and you have this color here that at first I was like, oh my goodness, another orgasmic kind of color, do we really need it? This is not your classic orgasmic shade. This one is more of a corally orgasmic shade. Look, oh, every time I swatch this color I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die because okay, I will stop of singing because oh boy, I love how deep and dramatic you can go with this palette here. And this palette here have everything I need. I have a lead shade, a deepen up shade, a inner corner shade, 2 transition shades, and a throwaway shade. I'm kidding. I can decide to do something really smoky and sassy and or do something more everyday, fun gal, and you know, happy hour time. I can do both. And if you didn't know, I have to tell you, the Nabla shadows are magnetic. They are magnetic. Woo! And we love it, but they are glued. Why, Nabla? Why? Just give me magnetic. This is what makes me wanna buy a palette, and this is what we have here. We have 3 formulas, which is we have 4 formulas, right? Yeah, we have 4 formulas in 6 colors. 4 formula and 6 colors. Take your notes, brands. This is how you do a palette. 4 formulas in 6 colors. You have your powder matte, your creamy matte, your extremely shimmery sparkly shade, and then a satin. And this satin here, it's one of those colors that you can put on your lid, blend it out by itself, and then you're ready to go. This is not my preferred way to do makeup, but sometimes you just have to. So this color here can save your life. This one here wasn't on my top, but I still enjoy it a lot. Look at this. Look at this. Do I have to explain why I do have this palette? I already told you that I love pinks and berries. Why you are so surprised? This palette here, it's a dream. Let me just respond my phone.
A few moments later.
Well, we were talking about this palette here. Do I have to explain you why I have this palette here in my collection? First of all, we have a cream to powder formula here, and a topper shade, a sparkle shade, and 3 of my favorite colors. We have a blackened purple shade, a cranberry shade, and is it a cranberry shade and a grape shade? This one here, it's my, we have a blackened berry, a pink berry, and a red berry. Do I have to explain why I do love this palette? Why this palette will always live on my heart? Do I have to explain you? Oh my god, I used to be so scared on this kind of tones, and now I am like, oh my tones. This one is if you are my skin tone and you wanna try some cool tones, but you don't know from where to start with this one here. I promise you're gonna love. First of all, the packaging. Nabla always kill it when it comes to packaging. Even the palettes that I don't own, they look like piece of art. Nabla just kill it when it comes to the packaging. But the colors inside, this one here, it's a really unique rosy taupey shade, and it's deep enough to work amazingly on me and don't look ashy, which is something that I thought all cool tones did on me. I always thought like neutral cool tones will look ash on my skin tone, but they don't. They just needed to have the right undertone, the right saturation, and this one here has the right undertone and the right saturation. This palette here is the Metropolitan one from Nabla, and sorry, my phone. Sorry, phone again. The Metropolitan palette was that palette that I was like, what should I do with it? And I use this palette all the time. First of all, I love this bright coral shade here. Will you describe this color as a bright coral or as a bright peach? I don't know, maybe it's a bright coral peach. Just saying. I love this color story here a lot, and again you have a topper shade, a satin shade, 2 sparkle shades, and 2 mattes. These 2 mattes are made to work with each other and give you like a toned down look, because this color here, it's like a warm brown, so it will definitely tone down the brightness of this color here. This palette here is one of the most underrated palettes by Nabla, and I saw a lot of people really hating on this palette because of this golden shade here. But to me, it just makes sense, because if instead of this gold here we had something more colorful, this palette could be just, you know, just one trick pony, you know. It can only go blue, which is nice. It's nice to have a palette that only goes blues too, but this one here, just for the fact that they added this this pale taupey, yeah, I will describe this one here as a taupey golden shade. It works amazingly with the blues. These 3 colors here creates the most beautiful like sultry but still colorful look. I do love these 3 colors here together, and this 3 here happens to be my 3 favorite kind of blues. And then we have the Cutie palette. This one was on one of their first one. This one is the number 1 actually, and this one is the nude one, and this one you can see the really soul of Nabla, which is rosy browns. Yeah, this is the soul of Nabla. And this color here is the cream to powder one, and this one here underneath any eyeshadow will make it any eyeshadow pop and deepen it up at the same time. Really beautiful. This one here is one of my favorite inner corner. I know it's not light for everyone, but this one here has a really nice pink sheen to it, and then we have these two color here are nice. This one is really sultry and beautiful, but I don't love to use this palette here by itself because for me it's boring. Honestly, it's boring, but I love to combine this palette here with my more colorful one. Okay, so this is the Coral palette, and this is a really nice on-the-go palette because you have a face highlight, a face palette with some of the most beautiful neutral shades. I do love this. Can you see how Nabla always include a deep dark color in their palettes, which make them so much, you know, they are easy to mix and match. They are perfect round up palette, and I hope Nabla come out with more of the 6-pound palette here. Now let's continue with the 6-pound palette, but let's change brand, and now we're gonna talk about the Beauty Bay brand. These 5 palettes are done 5. Yeah, this 5 palette collection are inspired by the true colors inside this older movies from you know, from Disney. And I don't know how to explain you, but if you have to sold me a palette, give me good mattes, amazing shimmers, or really interesting colors, really interesting unique colors. And this palette here has really good mattes, no shimmers because all of them are completely matte, but the colors. Tell me how many of this color here you have in your collection. You probably don't have any. And this color story here is so unique and nice, and I have to be honest with you, I just use this a lot, almost all of this palettes collection. I use them with other palettes. First of all, because I love my shimmers, so yeah, I love my shimmers. But second of all, they are hard to decide what to do. I do love them. The color story are just so unique. Look at this. And this one here was the Jungle Book one. What I love the most about this Beauty Bay palette is that the colors inside are inspired from the actual colors that they used when they released the movie, which is amazing. And the most interesting thing, and I don't know if my camera will be able to pick up, but in the back you have the description of the colors and from where the colors come from. It's a really unique take on the classic Disneyland collabs. We know people loves to collab with Disney for their princess, and let's be real, there is a reason for it. We as girls, we grow up dreaming on being that princess one day, so it just makes sense that the makeup industry wanna play on that. But when you are a makeup lover, you maybe are not interested in the princess side of Disney. You maybe are more interested in the color story. And look at this color story. I have to be honest with you, I will never reach out for this palette as it is because there is no color here for me. This one is the Bambi one. Let's be honest, I will never use this palette as it is for me. I cannot create a look from this palette, but with this palette I can have some really unique takes on the colors. I think that I don't own any other pale pink that it's as pale as this one here. This color combo is just spice. Then we have the Dumbo palette. The Dumbo palette, it's really unique and nice and fun as eyeshadow palette. This palette here are more for the inspiration than for the actual color story. Look at this color story. Tell me that you have something like this one here. This one is the Alice in Wonderland in 1915 one, and this one here, it's all these two colors here are so bright and somehow they are really yummy together, and you kind of want to do a look when you see this palette here. You're like, okay, you want to do a look using these two colors here, and then maybe when you see these four colors here, you are like, oh, maybe we are onto something here. And those are just companion palette for me. Again, the only one that for me isn't a companion palette is this one here, because first of all, it has two of my favorite colors. Two of my favorite colors here, and then they have these two colors. Oh, this color story here just sings to my heart. You know, there are two kind of makeups for me. There are the kind of makeup that is just for the everyday, fast, grab it and go for it, and there is the makeup that is your therapy time. And this, for me, these 5 palettes for me are more on the makeup therapy time, because when you have, again, when you have this color story here, you're not ready for it. At least you already tried. But when you look at this one here, you're not ready for it. You really need to go out of your comfort zone and try something completely new. So you're gonna use this palette here and combine with other palettes that you maybe already own, or maybe some really crazy single, multi-chrome, dual chrome, crazy chrome shadow that you have already buy. I call it makeup for makeup enthusiastic. Okay, now let's talk about my biggest collection of 6-pan palettes, which are the ones from Juvia's Place, and I bought them on bundles. So don't come for me, you know I love a bundle, so don't judgy here, okay? We don't judgy here. If you judgy, you're not welcome here. Look at this color story. Look at it! Barbie? Are you calling me? Barbie? Are you there? Oh, she's a baby. She's a Barbie. And I love how bright and on your face this pink palette is. When you're using these palettes here, I will recommend you to start with a deeper color and then go lighter. Just because they don't build to the perfection, but they blend really easily and they are really nice. And this pink color story here never disappoints. Never ever disappoints. So in the same bundle I had this palette here, which is the most boring blended palette that I own. Honestly, I can only use this one here on my crease, which is, by the way, really nice transition color. Can you see? It's my perfect transition color, but then these other two mattes here, first of all, they are really similar. They didn't need to be both in the palette, but second of all, not for me. They are like, they are not for me, but I honestly do enjoy this palette here more for the shimmers. Well. One of my favorite neutral palettes. And this is what, when I don't know what to do, this one is one of my grabs and go palettes, because it is just easy. And in this one here you have 4 mattes, one, two, three, four mattes, one satin, and one dual chrome toppery shade. Really nice color story. This one here, again, one of my favorite berries palette. You know berry is one of my favorite color, and this color here is so yummy, but not as yummy as this one here. This one, it's a dark warm berry shade, and it's not red. No, don't get it twisted, sister. It's not red, it's warm berry. I do reach out for this palette almost just for this color here, and of course I love this one here as transition, and this one, it's a really nice touch of color, and this one is, yeah, it's your blackened berry shade. Really nice colors. I have to be honest with you, I don't love the shimmers as much as I love the mattes, but this shimmer here, it's really interesting because it's like I can see on the viewfinder, I can see that it reflects more pink, but when I do this, can you see it goes red, pink, gold, and the red. It's like a satin multi-chrome, really nice color. Okay, so now you maybe could hear some noise in the background, but it's because my childs are here with a friend of them, and you know, they are kids, they needed to enjoy the life, so I cannot just tell them because I needed to record a video, you know, that's not right, that's not how it should work, so they deserve to leave love and loud out loud. Okay, they just gonna be kids and do kid stuff while we just finished this video together, shall we? And we were talking about palettes that I love to use for the deeper colors, and this one is the case of this one here. When I decided to take this palette in my collection, I didn't own a lot of deep darks brown, and if you're my skin color, you know how much a deep dark color can help you out, but sometimes black can be a little bit too much. So this palette here has a extremely cool tone brown and a more warm tone brown, but then both are extremely dark, almost in the black side. So I am glad to have them in my collection. And here in this palette we have more of a rosy brown shimmery shade, and one that is more of a taupey dark bronzy shade, which is nice. And you have this peachy shade here that you can use to clean out your, you know, I don't enjoy this kind of colors a lot, honestly, I don't, but I am glad to all the other colors. And this one here, it's a really nice yummy red brown. This palette here, I have to be honest with you, I just used this palette here, and you can see on the pants, you actually can see, I just used this palette here for the shimmers, because this color here isn't my favorite kind of gray, because it has a really white base, it's a really white based gray, which is not my favorite. And then we have this color here, it's almost my skin tone, so it doesn't have, it makes all this difference, you know, it's almost like not there, and I don't like makeup that it's not there. And this color here has, yeah, this three matte here doesn't do nothing for me. And this palette here is a really nice shift to me when it comes to purples, because I do love purples, but I tend to reach out more on the berry side of purples, which are more warm toned purples, while this one here are more on the cool side of purples. And lately I am reaching out for this palette like a crazy woman, and I am having so much more fun with this one here. than I used to. And the Nubian Glow, it's one of this one here, it's one of my favorite companion palette when I'm trying to do really warm, fun, orangey and maybe yellowy looks. I will reach out for this color story here. And then we have the Nubian Royal palette, and the Nubian Royal, it's all about the purples, but this time are more on the warm side of purple. But let's talk about my most used 6-pan palettes from Juvia's Place. First of all, we have this one here. This palette here, it's, you guys, perfection. You have 2 transition shades, one deepened up shade and a pop of color. This, my only complaint is that this color here could be so much deeper, but at the same time this palette here will not make as much sense without this color here, because this palette here is think to don't go too dark, and you can see because this 2 color here creates the most beautiful bronzy eye look, and this 2 here creates the most colorful bronzy eye look. And then here in the top you have your classic bronzy brown shade, and here you have your classic rosy bronzy brown shade. Beautiful, really well rounded palette. Of course you're gonna need your inner corner highlighter, your deepen up shade, but the color story just works, you guys, just works. And the same is for this palette here. Oh my goodness, this color story here. If you wanna make something from really romantic to really pop, you need this palette here, because you have your really romantic shades, which are these 3. You have your pinks to make it really nice and romantic, and then you have I will say this one is like a desaturated red shade. It's almost brown but still red, and again it isn't as deep as I wish, but it's a nice color, and with these 3 together you have the most romantic eye look. And with these 3 colors here you're gonna have something really fun. Yeah, this one here, these 2 colors here are really similar in the pan, but this one here it's more of a rosy pink, and this one here it's more of an actually true pink, and they are similar, don't get me wrong, but they bring you in different directions. They are similar and they should not be in the same path, but they give you options. You know, this is what I want for my makeup. I want options, because sometimes I want to go toned down and sometimes I will go fun, and that's it. Whew. And those were all my 6-pan palettes. Now let's talk about my 5-pan palettes. Let's start with the Skewed. I will push it out all the name of this palette. So if you're Swedish, sorry, I am not trying to poop on your language. I am just ignorant, and I don't know how to speak your language. So if you know something about me, if you learn something about me in this makeup collections video, you know that I love the shimmer formula from Oda's Eye, and the mattes are not my favorite. I already told you that I prefer the newer mattes from them, but the shimmers always were my favorites. And this part here doesn't disappoint. This one is the Skewed, and it doesn't disappoint because I have some of the most unique colors here, and all these colors here are beautiful as a lead color. So this part here with a neutral, look at this, a matte crease with one of these colors here, it's just bang. I do enjoy this palette here a lot. It's my companion palette for life. And then we have the Verdandi. very dandy, very dandy. I will stop it right now. This palette here, honestly, the first time I saw this one, I was like, oh, there is something going on with my palette. My palette's getting a little bit rusted. Oh my god. And then someone told me that it was just a draw on the pan. But I love this peachy shade here. This one is one of those peaches that show off on my skin, which I love. And we have this tomato red, which is lovely. This is not red. Don't trust anyone that tells you that this is a red. This is not red. This is a tomato red. That means it's a deep orange that is red. Really nice. Then we have this, I don't know how to explain this color. Every time I looked, I have a lot of this color in my collection. By now I know that I have a lot of this color in my collection, but this color here really intrigued me because is it dark, or is it sexy, or is it romantic? So I do love this one here. And then you have this color here that every time I look at this one here, I am like, whoa, what are you doing here? This one feels really creamy, but it doesn't seem or swatches like a classic Oda's Eye Shimmer. Can you see? It's a satin shade, and I have to be honest with you, I never reach out for this color here, but all the other colors are chef's kiss. And this light blue shade here makes my hair go like I'm gonna die. And then we have the Verdandi, no, the Earth, sorry, I read Verdandi there. This one Earth, and I use this palette way much more than I like to admit. First of all, this color here was the first matte from Oda's Eye that I was impressed, because the pigmentation of this color here, this is not a joke. This what? This color is wow. Wow. I love this color so much. Look how deep. And is it brown? Is it purple? Is it plum? Is it cool toned? What is it? It is just amazing, both. I do love this color story a lot. This color here, lately I learned that I can use this color here as inner corner highlighter, but usually I never go for it. I always go for this. I will go like this one on the crease, this one in the outer V, and this one all over the lid, and then this one here in my inner corner. Or maybe I will go like this 4 here, or maybe this 3 here. It just depends, but can you see the amount of pan that this color here has? And I tell you how much I love this palette here. I cannot, I'm sorry, but I cannot. And then finally we came to the end of this really long video, and I'm kind of sorry, but makeup collections are always long, so you should expect it. And I like to ramble, so this is a reason more why this video is so long. But we are finally come out to the last palette, which is gonna be the Blushing Berries. This one is the only Dose of Colors palette, unfortunately. It's not unfortunately, it's just because they are expensive. These are expensive. And first of all, the brush that came with this palette here, it's my favorite lower lash line brush, and I use it all the time. I promise you, I use it all the time for my lower lash line, and I don't keep it here, I keep it with my other brushes. Is this one here? Oh yeah, it's this one here. This is the brush that came out, and this one here is the perfect lower lashes brush, and as you can see, It's a really, this side here, it does remembers me the E25 brush from Sigma, but in a really small size. And in the other side you have this pencil brush here, which is so pointy, so pointy that you can really go in your inner corner, and you can even go and draw for yourself a completely new inner corner, which we love. But let's talk about the actual palette. First of all, they changed the palette. It's not reflective anymore, which it's kind of best if you ask me, because it's really beautiful, this packaging, but it's always dirty and full on fingerprints. And as you saw, I am not really careful with my makeup. But this palette here, I throw this every time I have to travel. I will throw this palette here in my bag, because it's just easy, you know. You have your two transition colors, and then you have two crease colors that are completely different, because this one here it's more on the neutral side, and this one here it's more on the colorful side. And then you have two deepen up colors, which is gonna be this deep dark purple, black nut berry shade, and then you have a straight up black. Ooh, we made it to the end. This is the final. We are finally came to the end of this really long video, and we came to the end of this mini series. And I will keep you updated when it comes to my makeup, to my shadow makeup collection, of course, don't you worry about it. I will always let you know when I buy a new palette or wherever, you know. Let me stop on Rambo and let me thank you so much to you that made the end of this video. And it will mean the world for me if you can subscribe to this makeup enthusiastic lovers space, and maybe we can grow together this community and make it more about the makeup, not about the new news, not about the trends. It's just about our love for colors and the way colors make us feel. Colors, makeup combination make us feel, right? By the way, guys, this is the end of the video. And I hope you had some kind of fun and I keep you company. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to this channel, and give me a thumbs up if you're like me and you love long videos, because I do love long videos. I don't understand why people love TikTok, because I am like, give me 30, 40, 15 minutes video and I will be so I love long videos. I know that not everybody is like I am, but we are warriors. We watch video until the end, right? Let me know down below if you prefer shorter videos, or if you are like I am and you love long videos, okay? But right now I will give you a huge kiss and see you soon. Bye bye.